Because
Okay.
before you get to the numbers, you have to get to the right practice.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the danger of investing. We are trying to solve our own problems using solutions that are not fit to resolve those problems. And in trying to do so, oftentimes what happens is that we oversimplify the problems. So if we say there is a need for housing,
Okay.
then we oversimplify housing. We oversimplify it to walls and doors and floors and ceiling. But housing exists in context of communities, in context of financial and economic setups, in contexts of families, social bonds that are not necessarily similar to where some of these houses that we see drawn and rendered. And because we oversimplify the problem and we set the success to the number of units built, it's easy to celebrate success, because as long as we can demonstrate that there's 3,000, 10,000, or 50,000 units built, we can check off and say housing has been provided. But that's not how it works, because housing to work, it needs to function within all of that context that I just mentioned, even beyond. But those solutions are much more complex, and we try to force our communities and societies to change so they can fit the bill of what these other existing solutions are able to solve. So I insist that the order in which we can attempt to have success is actually to start with cohorts or a movement of architecture that are invested in understanding how architecture as a practice needs to adapt to the African context first, and then have programs of support, of mentorship, and all those, and then can invest in now larger numbers of architects and designers invest in the same practices, rather than having large number of practitioners that are continuing to perpetuate the form of practice of architecture and design as we know it now, because we know it's not helpful. At least it's helpful to a certain degree. That is not sufficient.